Intake ports looking snazzy. On the exhaust side, looking delicious. All right, here's the chamber. Now, I scribed this out so you can see that there's really no cushion for the pushing. Now, we might do something with this thing later, but my concern here is that if I touch inside here, because I would love to lay this back. I would love to deburr this area here. I would just lay this back right here. And there's like this little section right here. But the problem is when we go to CNC it, this line is literally on the gasket already. And I'm afraid if I open that up at all, that's going to be a problem. So I'm just going to leave it alone for right now. All right, we have a slight change of plans. I ended up doing the combustion chamber. I didn't do it on camera, but I did do it. Matt brought up a very good point because these are damaged chambers and it would be really nice to be able to just repair them very easily on the CNC and just cut everything in. And then we're just going to worry about the outside diameter in the program when he makes it. So we're going to try to stay very, very close to it. And I put the head gasket on it and I didn't touch the outside edge. And we're going to hope and pray it stays that way once it gets digitized in the CNC. But I believe that it will be good. So here you'll notice that I laid this part back. So this was like a straight edge. Now it's laid back. And I also did little winglets here. But besides that, everything's just blended in, so you can see like little spots here. They're all just blended in, but other than that, we are OEM. One big issue with bolting these things down to a CNC plate is that they have this ledge here, and that ledge is going to stop us from getting it down flat. So this ledge is all the way around here, and I'm going to guess it's to locate the head. It has some kind of property like that. I'm not real sure. He has to make it so it has this feature in there, and then he can just bolt it down and it goes down flat. So we're going to stick this thing in the CNC, cut it up, make a program, maybe do it by manually, and just machine it so all this just bolts in. Now she has the features. So Matt went in there, he just manually did it instead of making a program. The plate is usually flat here, and so he just went there, machined this area here, and that area there, and that area there, machined that. So now when the head comes down on top of this, and it sits on this dowel, and the dowels, he's got two dowels here, and so now the head will sit flat on the plate. All right, so new problem is that they machined this brand new Audi head for 12 millimeter and they made the whole ½ inch, but now it doesn't fit the dowel. So this dowel is made for an OEM size stud and you can't bolt it down and be correct. So now we gotta make a sleeve for it. This is why you should just let the machine shop take care of everything, because you're not thinking of everything they have. And now we're actually ready for the CNC. Alrighty, fresh out of the CNC. You know me. Gotta show you a little bit. We got my fins in here, the roof and the floor. I think she's looking good. She's looking good. Look at that combustion chamber. Now, you'll notice a little bit of the combustion chamber didn't clean up in some spots. And we can't lower the chamber anymore because when you lower it, it actually makes the diameter bigger. We can't do that. So I checked it with the gasket. We're good to the gasket, but we are right on, we are like literally right on the line. Like you can't do nothing with it. So I'm glad it ended up that way, but it is scary, hairy on that end. So whatever you get, and whatever you don't, you don't. That's just basically what it is. So chamber looks good. Bowl's looking delicious. Let's take a look at the exhaust side. The exhaust side looking good. Everything cleaned up. Matt cleaned up the divider because, well, it was sharp, so we had to get rid of that. But man, this thing looks really freaking. I think that's the only one that didn't clean up. You see it right there in the center there. But other than that, I think we're good. This thing is ready for valve guides. We are reaching the end of this process, and one of the last things we do is mill it. Now we're not going to take a whole bunch off. We usually only take off 3 to 6 thousandths, which is minimum. It's minimum. Usually 3 to 6 thousandths is going to clean up the head, but it's also not just making it so it's flat. We're giving it a good surface finish so the gasket can bite. Now, the DAZA has some features on the cylinder head that do make it very difficult to mill, at least on our machine. Let me show you. So our machine has what's called a Winfield fixture, and the Winfield fixture has these hydraulic fingers that come out and they grab the cylinder head. So it basically gets sandwiched inside of here, and it goes in the cylinder head with this fixture here. These are 2 straight edges, and it has a hook that goes underneath the cylinder head, and then these little slidey things, they go on top of the Winfield fixture. And the biggest problem we have with that is we have the same problem with the Lamborghinis. They have this weird shape that we have to clamp it to, and when we clamp it to this shape, it's basically going to push up on this side of the cylinder head, not making it straight. So what we do is actually to TB48 as well. I had to modify it. A little piece of aluminum, and we bolt it to that timing cover, and then we have something straight to clamp it to. And this is going to solve that problem, so we can mill it, make sure it's straight in the machine, and get her done. Now, of course, there is other ways to clamp a cylinder head in a milling machine. This is just ours. I bought this Winfield fixture back when I first started in 2004, I believe. So it's got quite a few years on it. It's worked flawlessly. It works great for many cylinder heads. Sometimes you just have to get a little creative to get a cylinder head in the machine. That's going to do it. Let's get to it. Since videoing that, Greg complained about the fixture, so I just wanted to show you because we just made this thing today. But we got a cool new fixture for milling the head. So Matt made this today. Made it so it's on the angle, so now I no longer have to use shims on the back side of it to make this work. And we have a nice little piece there to work with. All we have to do is, when we put the head in the milling machine, this will get milled down first. And once this gets milled down, then it will, it'll be good for all the rest of them to go. So that's that. Always try to improve, not just keep doing the same thing. All right, we are at assembly. But before we go there, let's take a look at the parts we're going to install. So this is the Kelford beehive spring. It matches his camshaft. He's doing the Kelford camshaft. And we have some GSC power division intake and exhaust valves, OEM size. We're going to install these valve springs at 104 on the seat and 214 open per his camshaft. That's going to be a killer combo. I'm pretty excited about that. And the valves from GSC power division, look at that. Look at that tulip. Now, we flow tested these a long time ago. They pick up some airflow. On the DAZA, it's very important to know that you should open up your valve to guide clearance up. That head does not like a tight tolerance. It likes a little bit looser on the exhaust side, but it doesn't do with the valve material. I'm just bringing it up now, but that is just a beautiful valve. A little undercut on the intake valve. And the spring, it says, got a titanium retainer from Kelford. Very lightweight, decent pressure. This thing is going to make some jam. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this build. Be sure to check out part 1, which we'll put a link for at the end. And that's going to do it for us today. Toodles.
HeadGames!